Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cool cats and groovy souls, welcome to the ultimate time machine of talk. It's a blast from the past, a vibe from the vault, and a journey through the jams and the stories that shaped the decades. You're listening to the Blast from the Past podcast. Welcome back, everybody. I am so excited about today's podcast. Listen, we've got something that we've talked about in the past, but never to this great detail. Today is going to be to believe or not to believe. Now, I've got some special guests with us today. Well, we got the legendary Mr. Kendrick. Kendrick, say what's up.
What's up, man? Was that not good enough for you?
No, that's kind of like lame. Kendrick, say what's up.
What's up?
All right, that's better, I guess. All right, we've also got with us, we got Mr. Brandon. Brandon, he's in the house. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Originally from Indiana, just moved to Florida. Love it. It's
yeah,
great.
there you go.
Grand,
there you go.
Wonderful.
You want to give your phone number out too, bud, or no?
Yeah,
okay. And we got another special guest tonight. We've got Mr. Matthew Cox, all the way down from where? Colorado in the house. That is like, and you know what? This is a perfect opportunity from all around the United States. This topic is the best to talk about across the board. So let's get this whole thing started. First and foremost, I want to know, does everybody at the table believe in aliens? Does anybody not believe in aliens? Like absolutely full of it, not going to happen? Anybody?
I think there are aliens.
I agree.
I'm sure there's something.
There have to be. I mean, think about how big the galaxy is, and there's multiple galaxies.
We'll probably never see them.
We can't be. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, the people are obviously seeing them.
Maybe, but
So, I mean, you know, here's the thing about aliens. I think that with the way the world is made here, there'd be no reason why I couldn't believe that there's another world just like it that does have aliens. Now, they may be advanced or less advanced than us, but I 100% believe there's other stuff out there. Now, obviously, you watch these YouTube videos, you hear all the stories about all these different antics that you hear with aliens. So one thing I will have to say, I have not personally had any encounter with an alien or seen like little green guys or anything like that. But I do believe I've seen stuff that I can't necessarily explain. Mm-hmm. So what about you, Brandon? I know you said something about you have kind of a alien related story. Let's hear about it.
yeah. So like, I was sitting at the place. My Aunt Laura.
Aunt Laura.
Yep, sitting there. Sitting outside in the vehicle. Partaking in some marijuana.
Partaking in some extracurricular
activities, yeah. And
which may or may not had an effect of the judgment of what you're talking about here, right?
I don't think it hit at the time because exactly when it happened, there was like a green flash and then a giant like spark of light, which was like lightning.
And this is at nighttime or daytime?
This was nighttime.
So it was at nighttime. So okay.
Yeah, 9:00.
No storms, no water, no rain, nothing.
No,
just
wasn't raining. Nothing like that.
Clear night.
Yep. Looked out there and I was like, well, that's not normal.
So my first question is when that happens, like what's going through your mind? Obviously, you know, you're probably like is your first instinct is what the hell is going on? I can't explain this. Or is it like, I want to investigate? Because you always see the stories where people get out their damn car.
Oh yeah. That's exactly what we did.
You went and try to investigate. Did you get any video or like pictures of it?
No, but we were trying to figure out if somebody hit like a transformer or something.
Right.
Like,
so was there any sound behind it?
No. What happened was whenever the green started, we thought somebody like just ran off the road and then hit a transformer, right? And so then it exploded. So we were like...
So when you seen like all this is going on, is this like in like a near vicinity where you're at? Or do you see it kind of like over houses or like where did
no. This is like less than a block away.
So it was like a bright enough light to be like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And you never figured out what it was?
No. Never did.
So you could have seen an alien ship if you would have just drove up there.
Yep.
You feel like you should have drove up there?
Probably.
Man, could have been having a whole different conversation right now if you seen that.
He had his 78 Mustang, Billy. It just didn't run at the time.
Oh, so it's okay.
That's where we were sitting.
So it could have been E.T.
Right.
Could have been E.T. Hey, Kenny, what does E.T. stand for? Do you remember?
Yes.
Come on now.
I feel like I'm gonna fuck it up.
You're going to fuck
What is
up.
it?
I can already tell.
Terrestrial.
Good job. Holy
There
cow.
you go.
You did it.
Yeah, you've done this like 6 times.
Yeah, every
That
time we
means
have an opportunity to have you say extraterrestrial, I'm going to have you do it. I just think it's good for your language there. All right. So, hey, Matt, you live in Colorado.
Yep.
So, aliens in Colorado, that's a big deal, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of sightings out there.
So, have you seen anything like that, like in the stars and the skies, or know somebody who has? Like sometimes it may not be something you physically see, but like, do you know anybody come to you like, yo, there was aliens outside of my house the other night? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Nothing quite like that, but we did see. It looked like Starlink at first, but it wasn't Starlink. I don't know if you ever watched satellites. They move with the arc of the planet.
Yeah.
These were moving. They shifted 5 degrees in course correction, which satellites don't do. But they were moving away from us, kind of like the way, you know how the script in the intro of Star Wars kind of like moves away from you.
Right.
They were moving like that, so it wasn't a linear rotational planet around the Earth. It was a straight line shot. So that wasn't satellite.
Damn, he is like super technical about this right now. I'm freaking out a little bit. He's like, it's not linear. It's 17 degrees to the north. It went straight up. Damn.
Yeah.
He's thought about this, man.
Listen, NASA.
Yeah,
There's
like-
fucking aliens. They're everywhere.
Something.
Everywhere.
Jeez.
Well, they are. Did you not watch any of the UFO stuff? from the
I did. I
government?
know what, FBI, they released the whole thing, right?
They finally did.
They said they were real, right?
Well, I mean, no. They just released the it was all unclassified now. So whatever was there was classified is now unclassified, but they have not still to this day, unless I'm wrong, I haven't heard them say aliens are real. They just said they have things they can't explain.
They have what's
Sounds
it
like
called?
you. Anybody can't. You know.
They call them. Oh, what's it called?
UFO.
No, they call them something different though now, because
Oh yeah.
Oh, they changed the lingo of it.
Yeah.
they changed it.
Unidentified.
Yeah, because
I?
the Navy had seen it.
UAP.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yep. And
That's just
because the Navy has video, Air Force as well, of
So everything that they have seen that's classified, it's always in the air, right? Like nothing.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything from like the FBI.
they some of them came out of the water though, in the ocean.
The other
Straight-
countries are getting ready, bro.
Like
Bro,
no,
I'm telling you.
no, it's
Maybe.
not that. It's not that,
That's crazy.
but they do have those, things.
I don't understand. Like one thing I don't quite get is why all of a sudden, like we still don't have like absolute 100% proof, right? We have nothing that says this is what this is. Why? How? Do you really think it's like the Men in Black thing where they just erase your memory or something? Like, is that a possibility? Like, do you think that's what's going on?
I don't know.
Like we're seeing them all the time and we get zapped so we forget.
To be 100% honest with you, I think that there's definitely like been proof for a long period of time, but I don't think that anybody ever talks about it. You know
Like
what I mean?
it's just well, I mean, every time somebody tries to say something about it, they get shut down really quick. So I get
Yeah.
why you wouldn't want to necessarily be like, "Hey, I'm the guy that saw the little green guys." Like I could see that, and I, to me personally, what? It's true. Like I mean, if I would go out and tell all if I sat here with you three and said, "Yeah, last week I was driving, and I pulled over because I saw a small beam of light, and this small guy come from this small ship." And was talking to me, you guys would be, what in the fuck is wrong with you? I guarantee it, because you know that, most likely it's not true. However, some of you that know me for sure, and I came home and gave you that was the scariest. Like, I don't have lot of times you hear people that they don't want to talk about it because they're scared to talk about it. Like they don't think it was real in their own head.
Yeah.
And if I don't know if it's real in my own head, I'm not going to tell you about it because now we're both thinking I'm fucking weird.
You should record, bro.
Well,
In that
and that's-
situation, everybody would record.
Right. But see, that's the problem now is it seems like only the people who have a 1999 phone
Yeah, the
will
potatoes.
record the stuff in the sky.
Yeah.
Like everybody else who has a 500 megapixel camera must have left it at home when the alien came. Because it's like nowhere have I seen anything. But you know what? If you did see it, the first thing out your mouth would be AI did it. Am I right or am I wrong?
I mean,
That's true.
okay. So,
100%.
but here's the thing, though, too. So, like, you think you're gonna see, Bigfoot, or you think you see Bigfoot,
Right?
something like that. Last thing I'm doing is pulling my fucking phone out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
like,
Well,
I would love.
it
I
says
would
the guy
love to
who
get
went
it,
to go see what was going on in the sky. I
Right.
mean, you were going to do it.
Right.
Like,
but still,
what would you have
kinda-
done? Like, if you would have seen something, if you seen something floating 20 feet above you in the middle of the road that was green and brighting and lightning with no fucking sound, what would you do?
No,
Prepare for the last
probably
moments.
I probably would have got anally probed. But
Just bent over and be like, okay, I'll take it.
here we go.
It's crazy. Like, it's just crazy.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just, I don't know. I think the problem with the scenario is
Yeah.
we really have no idea. It's been so fantasized, right? With all this, the green, the little bitty people, big eyes, like it's so fantasized that I really have no idea. I could see an alien in real life. I have no idea it's an alien.
Right.
I have no idea. It could look just like you and me. Who's to say that there's not human aliens?
Well, see, I feel
From
like-
another
I feel
country.
like- I feel like
From another
Or
country.
from you know what I mean? Like, we would treat them like they're from the, like if somebody came here, and this is something I never really talked about, but if you had somebody that showed up in your life one day and did not speak English, but didn't speak any language that you know, and they're grown, they're like 30-year-old man, right? And they keeps pointing to the sky. What would, how would that conversation go?
You can make a lot of money.
You ever seen Men in Black 1?
True, but they beamed him out and they forgot the
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So, but my question is like, if that would happen, there's nothing to identify an alien as being a small, rounded, big head, big eyed thing. So it could be another human looking person.
I completely agree with that, but I also
Do you think there's green people out there?
no. I'm kind of confused because they do. A lot of people think that there's like lizard people,
Oh, yeah.
and that I've never
Okay.
really. I don't think anybody's gotten behind it.
Don't tell my
But
wife that because she
they-
loves lizards, and I don't even.
Well,
Miley
Like-
Cyrus.
yeah,
What?
that's
Definitely.
unfortunate.
You think Miley Cyrus is a lizard people?
100%.
What is your proof on that? Like, what is
She changed one day.
like change
Has a
clothes?
normal sense.
To a lizard?
Yes.
No.
They
Miley
all,
Cyrus has not been normal since I've known her. Like I've,
Yeah.
You know her personally?
Well, no, but like ever since I've seen her on, it's always been the same weird stuff.
I guess.
It's called a bad childhood.
Yeah, it's called Billy Ray Cyrus. That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got the achy breaky heart. No, it's one of those things that I don't know. It's kind of awkward and weird. I don't know. Alien. I mean, do I believe in aliens? Yes. Do I believe the aliens that we see in Hollywood? No.
Right.
And I don't know if they're flying and all that extra stuff.
Well, they're trying to throw us off, probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, like I said, the only ones that I know, like I said, that kind of brought some attention to it was when the U.S. military said that they seen unidentified flying objects, whatever they call them now,
Right.
We saw some
coming
shit.
straight out of the ocean, moving faster than literal jets.
I mean that is, and they
That's
do have
crazy.
that on video. So like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
something that's definitely unexplained. But there's also no guarantee that wasn't military in some form or fashion. May
Maybe.
not be ours,
Maybe.
but like it may have been something military, or they didn't want to express.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about. All right. Any other comments on aliens, Kenny? Anything else you want to add to the scenario?
No.
Just in case you decided to. Well, so what does your generation think about aliens? Our generation, we grew up with Men in Black and stuff like that, right? But when you went to school and you talked to your friends, what did they say about aliens? Do any of them today think the aliens are real
They don't care if they are.
at all?
They really just don't care. Everybody don't care. Even if the government was like, they are real, everybody would be, "Oh, just go on with their
So
lives."
none of them would even concerned about it?
No.
Not even one time. Okay. Well,
Well,
There we go.
That seems weird, though, right?
yeah.
I guess. I mean,
That's the same group of people that don't really care about the future either, I think.
Yeah.
So,
They're like, yeah,
yeah.
what you gonna do?
we'll just get more vape juice.
Yeah. As long as they make some alien juice. Yeah. No, I mean, that's probably it. All right. Well, the next step up is checking out the second biggest thing that we want to talk about that's believable or not believable, and that is going to be Bigfoot. Now, Kenny, have you ever seen Harry and the Hendersons?
No, maybe, I don't know.
No.
You got to describe.
And I'm
it
sure
more.
you guys have seen Harry and the Hendersons, right?
Yeah, I feel like
One of the best.
So do
movies
you
ever.
feel right? It's one of the it's one of the best out there. Now,
Yes,
so the
it is.
question is, do you think that is how Bigfoot is actually portrayed, or do you think it's more like an actual like gorilla / ape, or do you think it has emotion and have a conversational piece to it? What do you think about that? First of all, nobody here has seen Bigfoot, right? Kenny, have you seen Bigfoot?
No.
I seen Bigfoot one time.
What?
One time I seen it.
Stuff in the shower.
Nope. No, he's not even here to defend himself. What an asshole. All right, so no, but that was actually a really good one. No, what I'll tell you, what he is a hairy man. I ain't gonna. He does look like a little ape. What I will say, the Bigfoot I seen was at Monster Jam in Orlando. The biggest, baddest monster truck in the world, Bigfoot monster truck. Years ago, before they hated Monster Jam. Monster Jam and Bigfoot used to be together. Now the companies are no longer associated with each other. So now it's all the other groups, but Bigfoot is no longer part of it. However, that's my first Bigfoot.
Bigfoot is one of the best monster trucks.
Yes,
ever,
it is.
By the way,
Big old Ford,
Yeah.
blue,
Blue.
iconic, huge, one of the best
Gorgeous.
ones, and one of the originals. It is one of the originals. But yeah, so that's my story on Bigfoot, but not really much to it. Now, Bigfoot has originated obviously all over the world. You know, sometimes it's considered, they call it the Yeti, they call it Bigfoot. What are some of the other names you guys remember? I know Sasquatch, that's a big one,
Yeah,
or Squash.
got old Squatch.
I know they got a little contract deal with, with beef jerky now, where before, they were employed, but now they got beef jerky going for them.
That's Jack Link's.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if like the whole concept behind Bigfoot is going back to like old school caveman kind of stuff, or is Bigfoot something that alien related? Is this something that wasn't here before and all of a sudden it is here and there's conversation about it? What's your thought? Kenny, we'll start with you. What do you think about a Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti?
Well, first thing we got to ask is it? Yeti. Are we saying that's the same thing?
Yeah, I mean,
in a
they're
different
two
area?
different, probably like they're cousins or something.
Because
Like they're not quite the same. Like with the Yetis, a little bit more of the northern and the, like they're in the snow, and you got those in Asia, and it's the same concept, just two cousins, but it's the same principle.
Yeah, they're not going to be related.
Yeah, they're
so
not
it's
going
okay
to. I mean,
if they have sex.
they're not like
but
walking around holding hands or anything. I mean, if you did, they'd probably come out looking like Seth. But other than that,
I don't
that's
think
not
they're
fair.
real.
He's not here, so you don't think that it's real at all.
But they do.
Do you think it ever was real? Do you think it was something that died? Maybe it was like a one-of-a-kind thing
Maybe
and
when
it
the dinosaurs
lived
were
for like
alive.
500 years. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think it's something that lived for a while and one day we thought, hey, this could be a thing?
Old humans were basically just Bigfoot.
No, I mean,
No,
whatever, dude. Like,
no.
that's not
Really
even,
hairy humans
no,
that were
No.
big.
No.
not even the same.
I mean-
Now, so the state with the most reports of Bigfoot is Washington State.
Yeah.
And I think Oregon was probably up in there.
Yep.
Is Colorado
same
up in
area.
there? Do you know anything about Colorado having any apes or any?
there's the Sasquatch stuff. It's like a theme for the state. So,
Yeah.
So that, obviously, yeah. So then, and I wonder really if there is a differentiate between Sasquatch and Bigfoot.
It's mainly like the mountains and like
Where they're from.
like untamed, like untamed land, like where land is just trees everywhere, that kind of thing. Like nothing's tapped into. That's the huge thing on it. But I don't know. I've always thought like.
So I'm curious to see what you think, Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. I believe in some stuff and not others. I want to hear what you think
Like
about Bigfoot.
Sasquatch, if I believe in anything, Sasquatch is the thing.
All right. So
I love, number one, just the thought of it. But number two,
you love the thought of it.
yeah, I love the thought of it.
So furry.
Yeah. But number two, like, I think that it could be something because, they have the sightings majorly in places that are very, very remote. And it's people that are like going off of, off hiking paths, things
Right.
like that, staying in there. That's when people see stuff. But
And it's the same kind of people,
like
though.
I told you, though.
It's the same people that's
right.
got the 1999 cell phone,
exactly
the
like
flip
I
phone
told
that takes
The first
1.3
thing-
megapixel.
Yeah, the first thing you're doing is not pulling out your phone when you see a Sasquatch.
I mean,
You're not
I don't know.
oh,
There's a lot of groups that look for them, like just together.
Yeah.
Like they'll do like a group thing
I agree.
and they'll go out.
Are you part of the group?
No, but they don't find them,
So they've never been able to find one. The groups
even though they got high tech
is true.
cameras.
they got
That's
very
right.
high. Yeah, they like spend thousands of dollars on
they're
like
doing
night
ma-
vision,
They're doing mating calls every time they go out.
All right, but,
mitten
but,
calls.
but think about
They are.
What is a mitten call? Hold on.
Mating.
What? Oh, mating call. I thought you said mitten call. I'm like, maybe I lost something.
You
there.
can imagine how that would go.
Yeah.
Just them
I
screaming.
wonder what.
on it.
Yeah. You want to demonstrate
No.
what that sounds like?
Just no.
no.
So,
I think you could. Huh? Do it
I
one more
guess you
time.
just sound like a whimpering human, and they'll come and attack you. Maybe, who knows?
That's just scary. It's scary. Now, something we were talking about before we went live here, Brandon. Okay, so you said that you may have heard. What was the wood sound that you were talking about?
It's called wood knocking. So, if anybody's ever watched Monster Quest, you
Shout
can
out,
do
hashtag Monster Crest.
Yep. Hashtag Monster Quest. You can do what they call tree knocking, technically. You take a very big limb, at least double handful, like size-wise, and you smack it against a tree, right? And then if you hear knocks back, that's like a Sasquatch.
So is that the same thing as like you run to your neighbor's house and knock on the door and run the fuck away? Is that the same concept?
Kind of, maybe, but
So we wonder why Sasquatches are pissed.
like we went to
You
like
keep knocking
yeah,
on my door and running. Like, what the hell?
yeah, we went to Hemlock Cliffs, right? So like Hemlock,
Where's that at?
southern Indiana,
Hemlock?
Hemlock.
Hemlock.
So
It's like a test. Hemlock.
no, you can go there. You can camp. There's a camping area for tents, all that. And then we took a big old branch. hit
So
it
you
against-
like you were there to purposely try to get a knockback.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you did this?
16, 17.
Were you
you
smoking marijuana? Yeah, exactly. So that was my next question. Was you
I was
smoking?
not high. I was not high.
But marijuana may had something to do with
I
it.
was off drugs at that time.
So marijuana had nothing to do with that. You think?
No. Correct.
Has there been Sasquatch reports in Indiana? I didn't know there was.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah,
in
sure.
Hemlock.
Oh, just in that particular area.
Well, no. More
Because I mean,
more
I
than
would
that
think
area.
maybe Ferdinand State Forest, possibly, because Ferdinand State
yeah.
Forest was kind of
Yeah.
a.
So same thing. Same exact thing.
Did you try it there?
No.
You could have got
We just
something
went
there.
We went to Hemlock because it was just like the closest, like easiest place to go and cheapest place to go. So
So he's just like, well, we want to look for this Bigfoot, but we don't want to pay more than $3.99 per person.
yeah, yeah. I really don't. I don't want to pay $5.99.
think it's too much, too much to prove a
to
theory.
see Harry the Henderson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I could just rent the movie.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think it'd be cool. It would be cool to see that. But I've been, and sometimes you've heard stories about this thing being like 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot, sometimes even 9 foot. I don't know about all that. Like, I don't know if that's structurally even possible for an ape to be that tall
Right.
and not be super
You saying
wide.
It's an ape.
Well, I mean, what is it closer to? Like, if it's not human, that's for sure. And if it's not human, what
Then
else?
why
It's not a
why
horse.
Why would we apply our type of stuff onto it?
No, I'm just saying if it stands up and it's tall and it's doing the walking and all that, I would assume that it's maybe an ape or human, and it doesn't look like.
Probably not having a great life.
No, and you don't see horses standing straight up, that's for sure, or anything like that.
What do you think they eat?
Yeah, what do Bigfoots eat? Brandon,
Meat?
do you know?
To be honest with you, probably
Don't say tree, because I swear to God, if you say tree limbs and stuff, I'm going to be like, nah, there's no way.
they're omnivores. They only eat leaves, grass, things like that.
So when it's
Oh, yeah.
what happens when it's in winter, man? Like there's no leaves. Then what?
What if it fights a
they
moose?
just kill a dog or something like that.
If it fights a moose or something, you think
Yeah.
they would
No,
find a body and be
there's
like,
not.
"This is weird."
Well,
These scratches.
There's not going to be a moose. not in Indiana.
Now that
Number one, but
there's a moose lodge about every other
go.
corner,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
they
so-
weigh 1,700 pounds. By the way,
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't win. So we'd probably find
Yeah.
the body of that.
So
he's smaller.
there are situations in Arizona and stuff like that where they'd see like cattle and things that would be like hollowed out and weird
Yeah.
stuff. I mean,
You just
I don't know
find
what would
some-
cause that, but
some shit on the side of the road. You're like,
must
this
have been
don't look
Bigfoot.
like human shit.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I've never asked that question before. I don't know what Bigfoot eats. I don't know. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
he's
so-
definitely an omnivore.
100%, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think it's hey, if you guys got a picture of Bigfoot, make sure you share that on our Facebook. I think that'd be pretty awesome. And do not put a picture of your brother up there either. I know how you are. Although he does look more like a wolf man than he does Bigfoot.
He is pretty furry.
He's
There was
pretty
this one
fat.
guy I watched. He said he met Bigfoot family, and he was
The
put into
entire family?
Yeah, he was put into the family,
Wow, so they adopted him?
bonded with him. And he'd be
Wow.
like, "Yeah, you can come see him, but they're not going to be there right then and there. I got to call them and see if they like you."
That is crazy.
So most people are probably just crazy
Well, yeah, that's what it sounds
that
like.
are
I mean,
thinking they've seen him.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, and then do you remember the video that was in California where the guy was walking across the river and he got shot? And to come to find out, the dude was dressed up like a Bigfoot
Oh,
and somebody shot him. I mean, if you were the guy who shot Bigfoot to show the world proof, that'd be a pretty big deal. But if you were the guy who shot the guy who was dressed up like Bigfoot, I don't know if I would
Then
tell
you're
anybody.
a murderer.
I would run like hell. That's. I don't think that's a.
Then you just killed somebody.
You just killed another human who was pretending to be Bigfoot for like his kid or something.
Yeah.
So I would definitely not be doing that challenge where you dress up like Bigfoot and run through the woods. I think that's probably not a good idea.
well, that's probably how.
Especially in
most videos
Florida.
are.
Florida, they would
Probably
just shoot the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Open season here. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I actually heard the sheriff the other day say that you would be able to read the New York Times through this dude's body, and all you did was break into somebody's vehicle.
Jesus.
I can't remember his name, but whatever your guys' sheriff is for Volusia County, but yeah.
That's enough to tear you up for sure. See right through your body. Jesus Christ. All right, so another actual kind of entity that we don't really talk much about. You don't really see much about this anymore. Lock Ness monster. So this is in Scotland, or it's kind of Scottish like folklore. But what do you guys know about the Loch Ness? I know there was a movie. There's been a couple movies kind of about
Yeah.
that. But Kenny, do you know anything about it? Loch Ness monster?
No, what do I know about it? I didn't see it.
Some people say it's like a It's the body of a dinosaur, right? But with fins.
So it's just a dinosaur.
But with fins. And
Dinosaur can have fins.
Dinosaur obviously is not alive anymore, so this is still alive. So they said it also could be similar to, and I think there's a movie one time that showed it looked like a seahorse.
Correct.
Like a huge giant seahorse with like the tail and stuff.
Yeah, and they actually said that they thought that there was one in Lake Erie.
Yeah, I remember hearing something like that too. Like they're actually
there-
supposedly in multiple bodies of water, but those are the two that have been whatever. But I don't know. Loch Ness monster, I don't know if that's the
people
thing.
say that, like it might be a floating stick, so on and so
Right.
forth. But
Bunch of trash.
That one, for whatever reason, does have pretty good footage on. It's just, it
Well,
don't look real.
There could just be an animal in the water we have no idea of.
Yeah, I feel like the idea of Loch Ness monster existing is more feasible than Bigfoot.
guaranteed.
We know very little about our deep oceans and stuff
Yeah.
like that. We haven't discovered or really explored
Yeah, like-
much of it.
What's the percentage of the ocean that we've discovered so far?
2%.
Oh my
Yeah,
I
so
think it's 2%.
yeah, it's
isn't it?
really really low. So yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm
There
pretty
could be all
sure
kinds
it's
of stuff down
2%
there.
because they're finding things that are like, honestly, like really crazy. And then dire wolves, right?
yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
Did you see that
Yeah.
shit where that guy brought it
Dude,
back?
Yeah, they're bringing them back.
They don't like humans.
Why?
Well, it doesn't matter. Nobody gives a
Why
shit.
would they do
They're
that? Who's
trying to
the
bring
guy
them
that
back.
did it? It's somebody well known.
No.
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 Probably a scientist.
No, he's like a multi-billionaire. Whoever did it
Maybe
was.
the person that did it, but like
He paid
it's
for
a
it.
company. Yeah.
But like, why? That is insane. That's
Why
just-
not?
They're
I mean, I guess why not? Like, let's just throw some money.
Dude, they're
you know?
bringing those back, and then they're also bringing back woolly mammoths.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy too.
No, I swear to God,
That is
they
absolutely-
are really doing it.
There's going to be Jurassic Park happening for real soon.
Yeah,
That's going to be a thing. Now, if Jurassic Park actually becomes an open like park in your lifetime, Kenny, would you go?
Hell no.
You wouldn't.
I don't like going on certain rides at Universal. I don't think
Like you wouldn't go
up
to the
dinosaur.
real Jurassic Park. Matt, would you go to the real Jurassic Park?
Hell yeah.
Like if it was a legit, like, hey, we have made these with all of the, all the new stuff that we can create.
You gonna start flying using dinosaurs?
yeah, I want to go
Dude.
for
dude, I would do it.
Did you do it, Brandon? You'd go to the new Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I do it hands down.
That would definitely be a weird one. So we got one more to kind of go over. This one, Brandon, you need to bring this one in here because I mess this one up every time. I don't understand what this thing is or where it's from. Really, what's it called?
So this one is called the chupacabra. All right. So it's from Mexico. I think
So it's like South America stuff.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
okay,
yeah, kind of.
but it
that
can
area.
be even in the U.S., like southern part of U.S.
Yeah, but it's more like a dog, but
I seen a
They
picture
say
of it.
that
It's
it-
like
they say that,
nasty
like-
looking, like no hair, right? Like
yeah, no hair. So a hairless cat. Just imagine a dog, right? But then on top of that, they say that it sucks the blood out of like sheep. That's a big thing that they
Only
kill.
sheep.
Well, not technically just sheep. Could be your dog, cat, whatever.
Would it matter what it sucked the blood out of?
Right.
I mean,
Like-
that's basically just a skinwalker.
A what?
A skinwalker.
What is
Okay,
that?
well, that's a different thing.
Yeah, let's.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
I know
What,
what he's
like
talking about.
Is it
Like a humanoid-
categorized as this stuff? Like,
Humanoid, hairless.
so we
creature.
can't. So is it categorized as one of these oddities in the world?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Let's
Yeah,
talk
I'd put
about
it
it,
in there.
Mr. Kenny. Bring it on, buddy. Hey, you opened up Pandora's box. Let's hear it.
All I know is.
So what
it
are
sounds
these
like
things? And where did you hear about this from? Are they teaching this
The
in
internet.
schools? The internet?
No.
We can't believe everything on the internet.
So they have shows on there talking about like skinwalkers, right? It can be anything. It portrays to your mental thinking, I guess, is the easiest way to explain it. Like
So is it a physical thing or is it a spiritual kind of
no,
thing?
it's a physical thing, but it can take any form of whatever you desire type of thing. It can be a girl, guy.
Oh, well, that may not be too bad.
It can be the dog, like the thing he was talking about. Like it can be a dog.
So are these things good things or bad things?
Bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually, yeah.
Okay. So maybe
Yeah,
not
there's a place.
want to buy those then.
There's a place called Skinwalker Ranch.
Yep, there's a show about it too.
Yeah. There's a whole show on it on
Mm-hmm.
Netflix.
Surprised you ain't watch it.
I've never heard of that in my life. I thought you were just full of crap over here, but apparently you got.
Nope.
There's a bunch of stuff that everybody
Yeah.
talks
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
You
it's
get
You
it.
just stay up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're just like, hey, I'm going to watch this Skinwatcher stuff.
Yeah.
Did you think it was Skinamax? Is that what it was? You thought it was going to be a nighttime like playover, like some Playgirl stuff or what?
He's like, all right, get the lotion.
Yeah, like he was like, hey, what is this going to be like?
They
It's
don't
like, hey,
look as
check
good
this
as I
out.
thought they would.
Skinwatchers, look at this. Like you were just all about it, and then all of a sudden it turned into
No, I watch a lot of horror videos, and they
Where are
always
the
think
paper
this-
towels?
I always see those like horror videos where they'll walk into a building and they'll be speaking a different language, praying to God, and doors will start opening alone. You know,
But that's different. That's like demon possessed kind of stuff. Like that's a little bit different than what the Skinwalker thing is.
Yeah.
And
but
where's this ranch at you're talking about?
I think it's New Mexico or something like
I
that.
think it was New
So
Mexico.
maybe
I
it's
think New
aliens.
Mexico.
Maybe it, maybe it's
Yeah, they actually think it could be. There's like talks of portals down there and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, they say there's a bunch of holes too, like
Mhm.
like in the middle of nowhere. There's holes to like nothing. Like
this is crazy.
they don't know what it
As if
what
it
they're
might be like
for.
a virtual portal somehow that goes in
Yeah,
and like
kind of like something like that. Yeah.
They've collected some data down there that the only thing that they can resemble it to is a wormhole. Like
That's
a black
crazy.
hole.
And I do
wormhole
believe in
kind of
wormholes.
thing.
That's something I've actually I've
Never go to
read some
Mexico.
stuff about. Yeah, no joke, man. Like that's
Sounds like fun.
Jesus.
jump down the hole, see what happens.
Right. Slide down and not come back. That's or maybe I mean it could just be like a possum hole, like a really big possum hole.
I don't think a possum's doing like wormhole.
You don't know,
energy,
man.
bro.
Maybe.
I don't know.
How
that
deep are these holes? Like
I don't know that possums are making those big of holes.
maybe it's a, what do you call a group of possums?
It's like, hey,
Possums.
Yeah, well,
this possum's like, I'll build a whole fucking well.
I'm making a mansion,
Yeah.
not a home. Like it could happen. It could happen. I don't know. It could be. All right. So yeah. So you said it's this Mexico stuff, and you see now. So is there anything further north? Like, what's the farthest north you've heard of this thing? And has it been caught on tape, or is
No.
it one of those scenarios
No.
where we don't know? This could have been a vampire. This could have been like a whole bunch of other stuff.
I haven't heard of that coming up north. It's like mostly like a southwest thing. Mothman. I will say that.
Yeah, that's
in
weird one.
Pennsylvania though.
Yeah, I've heard that movie.
And I went
Richard Gere,
I went
right?
Over, yeah. And
Yeah, that
I
was a
went
good
over
movie.
the bridge
Ooh. And you made it okay.
that's there, and they have.
So then we can call bullshit.
We went to we went to a whole store,
Like Mothman
like
stuff.
Mothman, like all kinds
Yeah,
of.
see, it's about money sometimes.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I mean, and that's funny about the same thing with Sasquatch. Like when
Right.
you're going, like when we were driving to California,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember the places we seen with the alien stuff? And then there's another place with Sasquatch. Like there's a whole section like on the way. It's kind of like a on the side of the road place where you just walk in and they got mom and pop and they just sell all this stuff.
Yeah,
Like people are just making a living doing that.
yeah,
Ain't got a single reference to an actual whatever, but it's like, hey, we believe in Bigfoot, so we're going to sell Bigfoot stuff.
mm-hmm.
I'm down. I guess that makes sense, right?
No, it definitely does. And like I said, the Mothman thing is extremely hilarious because it's like,
And like before that movie, I never heard of that before.
yeah, me neither.
And so it makes you wonder if they make it after the
And-
fact and it was like a
and
thing.
I felt like scarred. I felt scarred whenever I was a kid because they made me watch that in like 8th grade.
And like in school?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So we watched Mothman Prophecy.
just in case, getting you
Yeah.
prepared.
Just
They'll
in case,
teach you
I
that.
guess.
They won't teach you regular math.
And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they do stupid math.
Yeah.
Your guys' math is dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Can't
not
use it,
math.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's worse than girl math.
Yeah. But, so anyway, seeing that was like, oh, yeah, no, that sucks.
Because it's like,
And then-
literally, it looks, I mean, I'm trying to remember it all. Like, it's been a minute since I watched it, right? So
It's like red eyes.
Something with wings,
like he
right?
Flies.
yeah.
You see his red eyes.
Right.
Like,
And it kind of reminds you
Super
of
lame,
like
kinda.
Jeeper Creepers kind of stuff,
yeah.
right?
Well, Jeepers
But you don't
Creepers
see it.
Jeepers Creepers was good, though.
Yeah,
Like,
that was good.
The movie.
Yeah, that was good.
But yeah, watching that, no.
So you went across the bridge, though, in real life?
Yep.
What made you do that? Like, was it during the day, first of all, or was it at night?
We were driving down to Florida.
Or did you do it during the day, or
Yeah.
did you drive over at night?
Yeah. Day.
Pussy. That's what that is.
Well,
you should have drove at night because that's when
Well,
Mothman's
we
out. You
could've,
didn't do
but-
shit. You didn't really accomplish anything, really. I mean,
we left from here. or
that's like looking
from
for aliens at
Indiana.
2 p.m. I mean, come on. you're not going to see anything at 2,
Yeah, that's true. But
but you survived.
yeah, but they had like when we stopped at the thing like.
Do they tell you like in advance, like driving up and say, this is where Mothman stuff this is on the side of the road? Or is it something you Googled before you went there?
No, it's like imagine Huntingburg,
Right.
right? Downtown Huntingburg,
Okay.
4th Street.
Right.
That's where, and all of
That's where it all happened.
all of it has to do with
And they sold that to
Mothman.
Hollywood for Richard Gere.
yeah,
That's just crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
Makes money though. Money makes money. You know how that works. So
Yeah.
all right, well that's the end of it, man. So at the end of the day, I think we kind of, you guys, the listeners, get to decide, do you believe or not believe? That's up to you guys. We hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. We'll see you next time. Again, this is Jeff, and this has been The Blast from the Past. And just like that, it's all in the past. Thanks for surviving another trip down memory lane with us. This is Jeff Holmes, and you've been listening to the Blast from the Past podcast. See you next time.